Welcome to Coffee and Conversations for Men, a podcast where two men, Jay Guy,
Brian Jones,
sit down to share their stories of struggles, successes, and everything in between as they navigate the ups and downs of life.
Each episode will dive into topics men are curious about as it relates to their fitness, nutrition, relationships, mental health, and lifelong learning. If you're looking for real talk, honest discussions, and practical advice, you're in the right place.
So grab your coffee, sit back, and join us for some candid conversations that will inspire, motivate, and remind you that you are not alone on this journey. So let's get started.
Before we dive in, we just want to make something clear.
We are not psychotherapists, social workers, or licensed counselors. We are simply two lifelong friends, Jay and Brian, who are here to share our personal stories and the lessons that we've learned along the way.
While we offer advice based on our experiences, it's important to remember that we are not professionals in those fields. If you're dealing with specific health, mental health, or relationship issues, we always recommend reaching out to a qualified professional who can guide you in the right direction.
With that said, we hope our conversations help spark some positive changes, inspire reflection, and encourage you on your journey.
Here we are, back again for the next episode, Jay.
Episode 2.
So before we begin, what's in your coffee mug today?
Well, shockingly, it's another coffee from Black Rifle Coffee. This flavor would be called the Spirit of 76. It's a medium blend. It's probably my favorite one out of all the flavors that I've tried so far. It's really good. I enjoy it. How about yourself? What's in your cup?
Well, today is a coffee from Cantor Coffee,
Mm-hmm.
and it is a white chocolate macadamia nut latte.
Oh, wow, that sounds more like a cake than a coffee.
It's delicious.
I bet it is. Well, cheers, my friend.
Cheers.
Episode 2.
So, Jay, let's start with fitness.
Okay, good place to start.
Being disciplined with fitness.
Mm-hmm. What's that look like for you?
So for me, I need to schedule my workouts in the basement. I don't have a gym like you do.
Right.
I have equipment that I have collected that I will use for my fitness. So I've got adjustable Bowflex weights. I've got a kettlebell. I have a bench. I have a stability ball. I've got bands. I've got a pull-up bar.
Mm-hmm.
So depending on what I'm focused on, I need to be really disciplined in getting that equipment out.
Right.
So I can set up stations. So if one day I'm focusing on chest and back, another day might be legs and shoulders, then another day core and abs, followed by lower back and lower body and back, and then maybe a full body day.
Right.
So as long as I can rotate through it, I know exactly what exercises I'm doing and how many reps I'm going to be doing and how many cycles I'm going to be working through. That will really help me stay focused, stay disciplined in that area.
So you do that before you go down, so there's no guesswork?
I know exactly.
Yeah.
When I'm heading down to
Good
my
call.
basement,
Yeah.
I know the equipment, I get it out, and I know what my stations are, and I know what I'm working on, and I need to clock it. I need to document it. So I track it. So I get track how many reps, what the weights I'm going to be using, and how long I'm down there for, so that when I go on to the next day, I can compare from the previous day.
Yeah, almost like you're journaling.
I need to.
Yeah.
I need to just to stay on top of it. Now, when it comes to yoga, it's very disciplined in the sense that the studio my wife and I have joined. I know that Monday, tomorrow night, I'm at Sweat, Sculpt, and Stretch yoga. Tuesday's a gentle hatha class. Wednesday's a yin yoga. Thursday's restorative yoga. Friday's a flexibility yoga. Saturday is a flow yoga, and Sunday is a gentle hatha. Now, we don't go to every single class,
Right.
But out of the week, we'll try to go to 5, at least 5 different classes. And I find a timer is really helpful for me. I know last week when I'm preparing for this episode, I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm so focused on this, getting everything down, doing some research. I thought, I'm going to miss a workout.
Right.
So I actually set the timer, and when it went off, I just closed the computer. I closed what I was doing,
Mm.
and downstairs I went for my workout.
Mhm.
I'd miss it
Right.
completely.
And that's a little habit you've created
I need
that
to.
you know that works for you.
It's got to be in my schedule, and I have to be disciplined.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
else the hours just slip by, and then it's too late.
yeah, yeah. No, that's good. That's work. That's what works for you.
Yeah. And what does it look like being disciplined in fitness for you?
So, same. So I have the same. I have the gym in the basement, like we've discussed before, and the equipment that I do have, I works for me. It just works for me, and I design my workouts around it. So again, I know what I'm doing before I get in the basement, just like you do, so that I'm not standing in there now scrolling through Instagram looking for, oh, what am I going to do now? Wasting time. So it's already pre-planned in there. So for me, it's I've already created those habits that lead to that. So for me, I'm going to give you a little quote here that I gave a couple of years ago on one of our Facebook pages there. It says, discipline shows up when motivation is nowhere to be found.
That's powerful.
So this is a J Guy quote. This is just something when we were posting back in the day under that Facebook group. I finished a workout and I just felt like I needed to post this. So it's, discipline shows up when motivation is nowhere to be found. Motivation comes and goes. Some days you have it, some days you don't. Some days you just don't feel like it. You have to create little habits, little routines that eventually lead to discipline. Because when motivation is nowhere to be found, discipline will be there.
Yeah,
so that stands true. All those years ago, that stands true. I said it then and I meant it then, and it still rings true today. So for me, it's pre-planning. It's knowing what I'm going to do, just like yourself. It's knowing what I'm going to do before I actually get in there, so that I'm not standing around and scrolling through my Instagram. And now I'm no longer scrolling through workouts. Right. I'm now
no, I've
now
seen,
looking at cars and Lord knows what else.
I've seen your whiteboard
yes.
that has your exercises posted there.
It does.
Your reps and your check marks.
And my check marks.
There's that cycle one.
Yeah, and that helps. And so also too, one of those things that I've done for myself on my whiteboard, I wrote very intentionally, I wrote on there, welcome back. Mm-hmm. For me, that's a big one, because say I miss a day, it's okay. When I go back in, it says the same thing, welcome back. Not where were you? Not how long has it been? Welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, that was very intentional when I wrote that down. Welcome back.
The only bad workout is one that didn't happen.
Absolutely. I love that. Yeah, absolutely. That totally makes sense. And it's totally true.
Yeah,
absolutely. So for me, it's the discipline part of the gym is being diligent with pre-planning for it, knowing whether it's leg day or back day, like you say, or today's, like I say, fundies.
Yeah.
When I posted on my Instagram, today's fundies, and fundies is just fundamental movements that I'm working on, that flows from one thing to the other. So it's a whole full body stuff.
Right.
But being intentional with that and knowing what you're doing before you go in, so there's no guesswork, is the easiest way to do it. Yeah. Create those little habits that work for you, whether it's a timer, whether it's intentionally going down ahead of your workout, writing it on that whiteboard.
Yeah.
And or saving that Instagram video that you're going to follow along with, and or going ahead on to YouTube and pulling up a workout video for yourself, and then getting ready to push play.
Yeah. And what gets measured gets attention. So if you identify it and you track it, it's going to be a focus for you.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you say that again, actually?
What gets measured gets attention.
I like that a lot. Yeah.
I was driving down here, and the song on the radio by Survivor, "Eye of the Tiger," and I thought, "Oh, geez, this is perfect." Rising up, back on the street, took my time, took my chances, went the distance. Now I'm back on my feet, just a man and his will to survive.
I don't know how you read that without singing it. I don't know how you read it without singing it.
We'd play it, but we don't have the copyright to do that.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely. That's such a powerful song. Same with, there's another one from that generation from Karate Kid, which is "You're the Best," from Joe Piscopo.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
All of those 80s movies, they all have that inspiration drive. It makes you want to go harder, faster, stronger, Yeah. One of the quotes that I love is choosing between what you want now and what you want most. Yeah, that kind of sticks with me a lot. May not ring out for everybody, but that one sticks to me. And then, of course, the ever famous one is doing what you hate to do like you love it. And that's a Mike Tyson quote. And that same thing as well. Like, I don't want to today.
Yeah. And there are days
but
like
I'm
that.
here. Yeah, there's a lot of days like that. Yeah, there's a lot of days like that, unfortunately, and that happens.
But you know what? Before I started looking into this topic a little bit more on discipline and how it relates to our pillars, I was mixing up self-control with self-discipline.
Okay.
And then I realized that self-control is reacting to a temptation in the moment. So that's resisting the urge to eat or resisting the urge to
talk yourself out of a workout.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But self-discipline is setting and pursuing long-term goals through consistent effort and commitment. So as soon as I saw the difference, I thought, now it's making sense.
Yeah.
That's there.
Yeah.
Because you need, self-control and exercise go hand in hand. If you don't have self-control, exercise is going to be crappy.
Correct.
And if you dive into exercise, then that's going to be a habit of self-control.
100%. Yeah, you're absolutely right. And there's a difference between the self-control and the discipline. And the self-control part is almost gets in the way of the workout sometimes.
Oh, I know.
Like talking you out of a workout, like, we're not feeling it today. A little tired, a little sluggish, blah, blah, blah. But it's just showing up.
Yeah.
It's just showing up.
Yeah.
And
what about advice for our listeners? Do you have any really good advice that would help them go the next step?
Yeah, like I've already touched on, make habits to reach your goals, and that's when discipline shows up. Join yourself in accountability groups. Those really work for a lot of people. Trust the process and keep hustling. That's a big one. Keep hustling, keep grinding, whatever you want to call it. But one of the big things that you can take away is don't compare yourself to others. If you're hitting a commercial gym, it's easy to compare yourself to others in the gym. Don't compare yourself. There's a lot of things at play there. Genetics, body type. Are they natural? Are they not natural? So find what works for you and go with it. What about you? Any advice?
Yeah, a couple of things. Get it on the calendar. Yeah. If it's on the calendar, it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Pack the bag the night before. If you're heading out to the pool, for me, before I head out to the pool, I know that the bag is waiting at the door. It's got the towel in, it's got the bathing suit, it's got the goggles, it's got the earplugs, it's got my pass, it's got the towel, it's got everything I need. So it's already there. I don't have to think about it. I just grab the bag and out I go. Same thing for when we go to yoga. The things are already at the door, ready to go. Another good suggestion that I found really helpful is register for an achievement event, because then you're going to work towards it. So when I had registered for the half marathon, I knew I had a half a year of training to do to lead to it. I'm not sure I would have been as disciplined if I didn't have that end goal.
Right.
Or when I did the CN Tower stair climb and preparing for that, it just needed to make sure that that I was ready, or the Tough Mudder. And I'm wearing this shirt today, right? As a reminder of how disciplined I was. Oh my God, stick pins in my eyes to get through. I mean, 15 kilometers, 30 obstacles. I'm too old for this.
It's no small feat.
But I had to prepare for it to make sure that it was going to happen. Same thing with the 15-kilometer swim challenge for the Cancer Society. If I didn't register for it, I'm not sure I would have been as committed in the pool to make sure that I was ready for that. So advice is sign up for something with a buddy, if that's going to help, and go for it. The last thing, and you help me with this, is a timer, because it's easy to say, I'm finished. That exercise is finished. Well, now, because the timer is an external force, it is there. And when I'm doing a Tabata, I've got stations all around, all set up over the basement. I know I can use the J timer, I call it. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. 45 seconds on, 15 seconds off. And I've got 7 stations times 7 times going around. I've got these equipment. It's only 45 seconds. When I'm sitting at 30 seconds, I'm going, just 15 more seconds. You can do this. You can do this. And then I know I've got 7 seconds to move to the next station for Tabata. So that helps. The timer is what I need. It does. Yeah. It does. So that's my advice. Yeah. My advice.
That's great advice. All right, Brian. So our next pillar is nutrition in this episode. And for those of you that are listening that have followed me long enough and known me long enough, know that I have this one pretty dialed in. and I've had it dialed in for a long time, and
Boy, if you ever.
and it's just who I am, but I really enjoy what I eat and how I eat. So it's really easy for me. The only thing I can say is, for what works for me is just sharing my food pics with others, from pics to recipes to samples. I don't share a lot, so sampling is rare. But also to be mindful of what goes on your plate. Be intentional about what you're eating. Really, that's that. It's. I got it dialed in, so I don't have a lot to talk about. But what does staying disciplined with nutrition, look like for you in your household?
It's been a learning curve,
Okay.
for sure, being disciplined. My wife has an autoimmune disorder, so we have, and she has got it under control completely by eating the right food. But it means it takes twice as long to grocery shop because we're reading labels to make sure it contains what she needs to be healthy.
Right.
So reading the labels is big to being disciplined.
Right.
For sure. And balancing out my protein, my fats, and my carbs.
Right.
Also delaying gratification, because there's times where there's food, I open the fridge and I'll stare and I'm thinking, oh, if I'm staring too long, am I hungry, or am I just looking for something to put in my mouth?
Right.
I'm in a book club with another guy, and we're working through Avery Marcus's book, Own the Day, Own the Life.
Fantastic book.
It is. But what we've decided to do is there's 16 chapters. We're only doing a chapter a week.
Okay.
So we want to really master the content of that chapter. Now, I know there's book clubs that they have to get through the whole book and they meet together and discuss it. Well, we're discussing as we go along. And I'm just dying to get the next chapter.
Right.
But I'm not going to go there because I know that we've committed ourselves to only 1 week of intentional practice with the content from that chapter, when he talks about just owning the day and owning your life.
Right.
And the nutrition section is pretty powerful.
Yeah.
And for this guy who was food binging, I'm working the book through, and he does a lot of work on route between his different stops. So he's in his car a lot.
Yeah.
So it's very easy to turn your car into a restaurant. Yeah. So you're buying stuff, you're eating stuff. It's fast food. You're going through. You go to a store and you end up getting a bag of chips,
a bag of this or that.
So I suggested, get some protein bars, put them in your trunk, and if you're hungry, then pull over.
Yeah.
I mean, don't put them in the glove compartment because they're too handy.
Yeah.
That's there. And if you really want it, then that's what you need to do.
Yeah.
So it's being really intentionally focused and being disciplined so that you can be successful.
Nice. Yeah, that's a fantastic book, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
So for you guys to be able to pick it apart.
Yeah. Well, you and I read it 4 years ago.
Correct.
And I just want to reread it because it's pretty powerful.
It is a powerful book.
There. Well, what about a quote that really spoke to you?
Oh, geez. So for me, that stands out as first. The first wealth is your health, by Ralph Waldo Emerson. And another one is eating is a necessity, but eating intelligently is an art.
Oh my God!
I feel like some of my plates are a Picasso.
They are. Yeah. I've seen your food.
I can't even be modest here. I really can't. I'm not even going to try. Yeah. I feel like sometimes when I sit down and I put that spoon in my mouth with the first bite, my feet start wiggling back and forth like I'm 10.
You enjoy your food?
Oh, I do. I really do enjoy it. Yeah, I really do.
That's great. Well, you got to take care of your body. It's the only place that you have to live. And that's a Jim Rohn quote.
Yeah. And how about you? What about a quote for you?
You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat right.
Love it. Can you repeat that?
Yeah,
I love it.
You don't have to eat less. You just have to eat right.
Love that one. That's a great one.
Yeah.
Where'd you find that?
Yeah.
Just on the internet?
Somewhere I'm looking. It's been around a while. And it's something when I put something in my mouth, I know that, you know what? I just have to just make the right choice.
Yeah. That's a great one.
That's there.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
But I was also curious on, and I'll put this in the show notes, this research study on why guys are not motivated.
Okay.
And there's about 5 or 6 reasons, and one of the reasons was ego depletion. And
I've
so,
never heard of it.
well,
Can you explain that?
well, it's basically believing that there is a limit. It will max out.
Mm.
So you can be really good until noon, and then your self-control stops, and then you start binging. Or you can be really good. You're at a party and there's a buffet of things delicious things to eat that's there, and you slowly graze through, and before you know it, the charcuterie board is gone. Because you had self-control, and then it all went. So there's a limit on there. It also talked about your emotional state.
Yeah.
So if you're stressed or if you're anxious, you'll eat there.
Mm.
Environmental triggers. So peer pressure.
Okay.
Can be another area that you'll lose self-control. It could be a television advertisement in the Super Bowl.
Oh, man.
In the first part, there'll always be food commercials.
Always.
Before they go to the vehicle car commercials.
Yeah,
There'll
that's
be
right.
food commercials because they know people are going to be triggered.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
And will start to eat there.
Yeah.
Lack of motivation and habits. I grew up believing that dinner was over when the food was gone.
Okay. Oh.
And the bowls were filled.
Yeah.
But dinner was finished when everything was empty.
Yeah.
I just ate and ate and ate. And the food got passed around, and I'll have seconds and I'll have thirds. So that was just a habit.
Yeah.
When you've got good food around you.
Yeah.
It's
easy to eat.
Cooked,
yeah.
Very easy to eat too. And another one was cognitive load.
Okay.
So the cognitive load is if you're multitasking, if you're on the go and you're doing all kinds of things, it's very easy to grab unhealthy things and put them in your mouth.
Yeah.
Because you grab something out of the fridge, you grab something out of the cupboard, and because you're too busy to think about preparing a meal.
Because it's convenient, I guess.
Yeah.
True enough. And it just takes being diligent and disciplined with like we started in my household recently, just chopping up peppers and broccoli and cauliflower and just having those in the fridge ready to go, on hand, ready to go.
So as soon as you come back from the grocery store, you start chopping your stuff up.
Yeah. My wife started that trend just recently, and she's just started chopping all of that kind of stuff up. That way it was handy. It was right there. Instead of opening the fridge, looking at all of those things that aren't chopped up that are going to take work.
Yeah.
And then you just close the fridge because, that's going to take a little too much work.
Well, we used to joke that we might as well just put half the produce in the the compost bin, because we end up throwing it out in a week and a half.
Yeah, it's true.
But but if it's chopped up, put in containers. Yeah, you're going to use it,
and it's worked actually. Yeah, it's worked. There's a lot less waste when it's chopped up and when it's readily accessible. Yeah, it's worked. And that's been proof in the pudding right there.
Right.
So advice. What would your one takeaway be?
Well, before it goes in your mouth, ask yourself, why am I eating this?
Okay.
Is it peer pressure? I'm eating it. Am I actually hungry? Or am I depressed? Why am I eating this? Do I need it? And if I have that hunger urge, I'll have a glass of water first.
Yeah.
And I'll wait 10 minutes. And if I am still hungry, then I'll eat.
Yeah.
But sometimes that feeling goes away.
Yeah, no, it could, because sometimes you're just dehydrated and you don't know it.
That's right.
Yeah, and most people wait for their, chapped lips or their dizzy spells and they're like, oh my God, I should drink something. It's too late by then.
What about your advice for our listeners?
Yeah, eat with a purpose. Eat smart, but don't forget to enjoy your food. And I love that. And I do enjoy my food. And moderation is key for everything. Like, let's face it, same with what goes on your plate. Moderation is key. And the one takeaway, I touched on it in our last episode, but treat your treats like a treat, but don't forget to have treats. Those are important too. Don't forget to have treats. And that's important, to make sure that you have treats. Otherwise, it's just a chore to eat.
What about those who are not savvy in the kitchen and do not prepare meals in advance? What can they do?
That's an easy one. There's a lot of online recipes you can go to, follow along on YouTube and stuff. Meal prepping is key. So there's a lot of different programs. One of the ones I know personally it's called Healthy at Home 905. And it's basically for those guys that are on the run all the time and they're not meal prepping on their own. You get like prepackaged meals. So you know, chicken, rice, broccoli, steak, potatoes, you know, veggies, that kind of stuff. It's already prepackaged. It gets delivered to your home and it's already done for you. All the planning's done for you. So it's really easy.
Okay.
And then you got other things like HelloFresh, Chef's Plate, that comes the same way, comes in a box. Each bag has a recipe card, blah, 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 blah. And you just follow along on the recipe. There's no way that you can't get it right. So those are pretty simple ways to do it.
Can we put the Healthy at Home and 905 in our show notes?
Yeah, absolutely.
Can we do that?
Yeah, we can do that. Sure.
The live link.
Yeah, absolutely. We can.
Perfect.
Our next pillar is mental health and how it relates to being disciplined. What's your story, Brian?
It's interesting. I had a conversation with my wife and I said, you know, I have my story for fitness. I've got my story for nutrition. I've got my story for relationships and lifelong learning, but mental health, I'm not. And she laughed. She said, really? Mental health? Come on. What about your need and your attention to look at self-care as a mental health area and focus on me? I said, you're right. And my wife and I, she has her time, I have my time, and we have our time.
Right.
Which is really important. And for me, I know that I need to make sure that I'm looking after my own mental health, and that's working out, and that's reading, and that's running, and that's having massages, taking workshops. And I've done, you know, writing workshops, tantra workshops, Reiki workshops, beekeeping workshops. And in fact, next week, my wife and I are registered for a breath work workshops. We're excited to dive into that area. So those are really key to make sure that you have your time. And I know guys are busy, and they're busy with their family, they're busy with their jobs, but they need to figure out a way to have their time. And it could be just, and I really recommend, and I've loved this, is registering for an event or a challenge. Find a buddy and sign up. And I mentioned in previously about the Tough Mudder. You sign up for a year in advance. The date's going to happen, whether you like it or not. But that's really good for your mental health. Or the CN Tower stair climb. You know, get it on the calendar so it happens. So that's what for me, that's what works for my own mental health. If I can get it on the calendar and focus on some me time and finding what that looks like and when that can happen. It's going to happen. It helps me out.
Yeah, Diane's not wrong. This is your arena. And anybody who knows you knows that this is your arena. So the fact that you couldn't come up with anything, that's kind of crazy.
Well, yeah.
That's wild to hear.
It is. What about you? What's your narrative?
So for me, we all know, I touched on it just briefly in our last episode, but staying diligent with my tools and my daily affirmations really helps keep me on track. Those are so important for me. Keeps the chatter down, keeps the positivity up. It works for me. It really does. And, you know, everybody, as much as you hit the gym, you got to hit the books. You know, the self-help books, the figuring out, diving deep about yourself, figuring out who you are, couple relationship books, that kind of stuff. Anything that has to do with mental positivity or mental growth. So hit the gym, hit the books. Equal, body same. Physical fitness, mental fitness. For me, a big one for me is check on your people.
Well, what do you mean?
So check on your people. So your friends, make sure you're checking in on people. Asking, are you good? So we used to do a thing. We used to call it the checkup from the neck up.
We did.
And I looked so forward to doing those on Friday afternoons. And I really did.
I got to tell you.
And that's how we met.
It is. It is. It's funny. I would book a half hour in my calendar to do this checkup from the neck up with Jay, and you would come in. Well, my admin assistant would see you on my calendar, and she would change it to an hour. Because she knew there's no way that Jay and Brian could stay for only half an hour.
That's funny.
That's there. So she automatically changed it in my schedule.
Oh, that's funny. Really?
So
that's funny.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
She's incredible.
Yeah, and we would never make the half an hour. So luckily she did. All. Yeah, so good for her. Honestly, those checkups, like, you know, when you're feeling alone,
Yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
feeling like you got nothing and no one,
Right.
those checkups, they mean the world.
Yeah.
You know, and yeah, so they did. They meant the world. And you know, I have friends in my own life that would call them, you know, and or text and send you a message. You good? You good, bro?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Just checking in. Haven't heard from
just
you.
checking in. Yeah. So then, and you know, and they would get the same. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine. Everything's fine. Blah blah blah. And if they know you well enough, they know you're not fine. So
Yeah,
they don't leave it at that.
Yeah.
And God love them. Yeah. Check on your people, asking
Yeah.
if it's good. And then my last takeaway is fill your cup.
Yeah.
Don't forget to fill your cup. Now that means something to you and I
Mhm.
because we broke down, you know,
Mhm.
what fill your cup means. And
Yeah. Yeah.
some people are cup fillers.
Yeah.
And some people get their cup filled by
Mhm.
being around other people and being the positive
Mhm.
person in their life,
Mhm.
and that's what fills them.
Yeah.
Some people, you know, get their cup filled by others, you know, pouring into their cup. So
Right.
dig a little deeper into that, but yeah,
And there are
fill your
guys
cup.
that are too busy driving their car to stop to get gas.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so
That's a great analogy.
And if you don't get gas in the car, you know what happens? It breaks down.
Yeah. Yeah.
Same thing with your body.
Yeah.
Your
Fill your
mind.
cup. Don't forget to fill your cup.
Yeah.
Be diligent and do it on purpose. And yeah, and it really is important to learn what that means for you, where you get your energy from. Some people get their energy from going to events and going and you know, family functions and whatever.
Right.
And that's how they get their charge. That's how they get their energy. Other people, they don't. They dread those things and they go to those events and it emotionally
stressful.
drains their cup. Yeah, and they have to come home and they have to recharge themselves. So figure out what kind of person you are, but don't forget to fill your cup.
You're right. Listening to a song the other day that just brought tears to my eyes, and it was by Imagine Dragons, Demons.
Oh, what a powerful song.
It is. It
Yeah.
is. And it's really the first time I dove into the lyrics. So, you know, when you feel my heat, look into my eyes. It's where my demons hide.
Yeah.
It's where my demons hide. And that's internal struggle and discipline required to face personal demons.
Yeah. Yeah, that song will bring you to your knees.
It will.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially if you're paying attention to the lyrics.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great song.
Yeah.
But the lyrics will bust you up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. I got a couple of quotes. I don't have a song per se, but I got a couple of quotes. It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah. Yes.
It's okay to not be okay.
Yeah.
Self-care is not selfish.
Right.
It's necessary.
Yeah.
And then this one here that I just found recently, which just screams at me. You are enough. You are the enoughest enough that has ever enoughed. I read that over and over and over again, and I just found that. And damn it, if I'm not going to put it on a T-shirt.
Yeah.
We went to see the Barbie movie. I think last year it came out, whatever. And then in one of the scenes, the guy who plays Ken came out and he had a hoodie on and it said, "I am enough," you know. And that just rings for me, man. You are enough, and I struggle with that enough in my life, and to feel enough, to be enough, all that kind of stuff. I am enough. So that really rings true for me. Is you are enough, and you are the enoughest enough that has ever enoughed.
I love it.
Yeah. So
I got a text from a buddy this week after listening to our other episode, and he said, "Thanks for redefining masculinity." Because he was on a mindset, he had already convinced himself what being masculine was all about.
Yeah.
And through our stories and our quotes and the research and our next steps, we're helping them.
Yeah, that's great.
So
that's
good.
powerful.
That is good.
For me, there's a lot of apps, the mindset therapies, the book of leaders. One of the things that helps me the most, as far as books go, Stop Doing That Shit by Gary John Bishop.
Oh, powerful book.
Another good book is Good Brain, Bad Brain.
Yes.
By Mark Sparvel. Very powerful books that really, really helped me a lot to understand why I do what I do.
Yeah.
What makes me tick and why I react the ways that I do.
Beside those books, there's also, you know, in the mental health in the 2022 research article, that looked at emotional regulation and mental health.
Mhm.
You know, there's acceptance and commitment theory, the ACT, that helps people accept their feelings and focus on really what matters
Okay.
to them. The dialectical behavior theory, the DBT, teaches people how to handle intense emotions. And there's the two that I prefer.
Mhm.
That's the mindfulness, staying present and aware, and the behavioral activation, doing activities that lift your mood.
Ooh, love it. So what about advice, Brian? What do you got?
I would say if you can find challenges that are out there.
Mm-hmm.
So whether that's a push-up challenge you're doing with a buddy, or
Yeah.
that's a pull-up challenge you're doing with
Yeah.
a buddy, all these things will help you stay disciplined, but
Mhm.
also help your mind when it comes to mental health.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what one thing I would suggest. A book club, joining a book club,
Yep.
or connecting with a buddy and saying, I'm reading this. Do you want to read it? And we'll just discuss it as we go along. That's pretty powerful.
Mhm.
So music is another thing that really can help people with their mental wellness.
Mhm.
That's there. And it was interesting when I was doing my half marathon, and it was tough for me, being the age that I am, and there were times where I just wanted to stick pins in my eyes.
Right.
About the 17-kilometer mark, I
Yeah.
thought, oh my gosh, I just want to die. But after it was all over and I went back to my times, I was pretty consistent every kilometer.
Mhm.
But I shaved off 45 seconds at the 7-kilometer mark
Mhm.
and the 18-kilometer mark.
Okay.
And that was because what I assumed, that it was the song that I was listening to during those kilometers.
Oh,
That I
wow.
was. So I went back because of the timer, the tracker that we have on our shoes.
Mhm.
I was allowed to go back into my earbuds,
Yeah.
my phone, and figure out this is what the song was playing. And at the 7-kilometer mark, I was listening to Justin Timberlake,
Okay.
Can't Stop the Feeling.
Oh, wow.
And it was just enough to just boom,
Yeah.
off I went. And at the
Yeah.
18-kilometer mark,
Mhm.
it was Shut Up and Dance by Walk the Moon.
So two light
Two
and energetic
songs
songs. Yeah.
but it was 45 seconds off my time
Wow.
after those kilometers.
That's
during that
incredible.
time. So music's a big part
Yeah.
for mental well-being and mental health.
It's the universal language.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It is. What about you? Some advice?
So some advice from myself would be finding someone to help you with your mental health is just as important as finding a personal trainer at the gym.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. And honestly, that really is. And they're both equal.
yeah.
Yeah. And like I said, back in the other part, hit the gym and hit the book. So they really are. They're just equal playing field.
Mhm.
Do them both. Do something today that your future self will thank you for.
Yeah.
And just another one is take care of your mental health. Taking care of your mental health is an act of love. So love yourself.
Yeah.
I'm learning how to do that.
Yeah.
I really
Yeah,
am.
you are. You are.
I have a lot of trouble reading that one. That's why I had to read it twice, because every time I read it, it's like the first time I read it, because it's still hard. It's still hard to read, but it'll get in there.
Sure it will.
Sure
it will.
It'll get in there. But yeah, for me, it's taking care of your mental health is an act of love. So love yourself. Yeah, that's I'm working on it.
Good. Okay, Jay, our next pillar in relationships. I know this is a tough topic for a lot of guys.
Yeah.
Us included.
Us included. Yeah.
Where do you want to start with this one?
My relationship looks completely different than it has in the last couple of years. On the outside, still looks like it did before. Like it's all together. It's all figured out. But it's been a lot of work in the last couple of years.
So take a breath.
Yep. So marriage can never, ever, ever be a 50-50. It's got to be 100 and 100.
Mm-hmm.
Because when someone's giving less than 100, the other person carries that load.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that rings true, and vice versa. So some days you don't have 100% to give, and that's when your partner steps up and carries the load, and she holds it down, so you can get back to 100, and learn how to hold each other up, and that's the hard part. It's easy to walk away and become statistics, and when it gets hard, but learning how to hold each other up is really important. And I've had to learn that in the last couple of years, and don't take that for granted. I don't take that for granted. And yeah, sometimes it looks like from the outside it's all together, but really on the inside it's a mess. And so be intentional. Be intentional with your love. Be intentional with your compassion and your patience and your ability to love each other wholly, 100%. Make your love a priority. Make your marriage a priority. Make date nights a priority.
Mm-hmm.
And we've done that, and we've been intentionally doing that.
Right.
Yes, we're still mom and dad. Yes, but we are still husband and wife,
Mm-hmm.
and make that a priority.
Right.
I know what works for myself in my relationship, but do you have any research that says why it works?
In the discipline, self-discipline, and emotional regulation in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
What they found is couples with higher levels of self-discipline
Mm-hmm.
tend to manage their emotions more effectively. Now, this emotional regulation helps prevent conflicts and misunderstandings, leading to greater relationship satisfaction.
Mm-hmm.
But when couples don't have that,
Mm-hmm.
quite often it's because of lack of impulse control, lack of effective communication, lack of communication resolution skills or conflict resolution skills, lack of empathy and understanding, lack of stress management, and lack of positive relationship behaviors that they have. So without those things, then it's really difficult to maintain the relationship that you need with a partner or with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
It's there.
Yeah, not necessarily your spouse, your wife, or
Absolutely. With your daughters
with
or your buddies or your neighbors, whatever the relationship, or your colleagues.
Coworkers. Yeah.
Any advice for our listeners in this topic?
For myself, I can only speak for myself, but for me, one of the big ones is learn how to communicate. Communication is not a one size fits all. It's different from couple to couple. And the other one is that we've dove into in my own relationship is learn each other's love language.
You tell me about that.
So some people are physical. Some people, their love language is physical touch. Some people, their love language is doing things. So like service to others.
Okay.
Some are words of affirmation. Some are, so they'll constantly let you know they'll love you. So it's learning each other's love language. Learn what is that, and you can go online and take there's a learning love language quizzes. Easy enough to do, but then it's how do you put them into play, and that's when you learn how to do those things, and we are very different. But learning your love language is very important for communication, anyways. Right. As far as that goes, how about yourself?
The advice was schedule weekly check-ins. Or daily check-ins if that's the case, but at least weekly. Create a routine for regular check-ins, and that could be the date night or a morning coffee. And the line that I use with Diane is, so where are we? Anything this past week that pissed you off or triggered you in any way that, or is there a validation in our relationship, just to get the conversation going? And it doesn't happen every week. But it's a good way to do a check-in. And it's an open dialogue. It's frank. Sometimes it ended in tears, the discussion. And we're very careful that it won't happen. The conversation will not happen at bedtime because we won't sleep. And we're careful it won't happen in our hot tub. Because we don't want to condition ourselves. Well, that isn't the kid drown each other. We don't want to condition ourselves to have a really intense emotional discussion in the location that we're going to connect that location with.
Yeah, that's an enjoyable location.
That's right.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But those talks are hard.
Yeah.
And those talks need to happen.
Yeah.
And the last thing is be really disciplined on shared activities.
Okay.
I know for us, that daily yoga session is a disciplined, regular activity. We're both beekeepers.
Right.
So taking that interest in gardening, on my wife's bucket list to see every single stadium that the Blue Jays play at and follow them. So traveling around the stadiums, going to Blue Jay games, all of those are shared activities, but they need to get on the calendar.
Yeah. Ours are camping.
Yeah.
Oh God,
Yeah,
yeah. We've been to some pretty spectacular places, taking the camper here and there and all over the place. Yeah.
Not us. We're three-pronged plug campers. That we've had some horror camping stories.
Yeah.
That are not for this episode, but
Yeah, right. Yeah.
oh my God.
No, we love it. We love going and exploring. So yeah, that's that time
Good.
spent. Yeah.
Good. All right. Our final pillar, lifelong learning.
Mm-hmm.
So how does this fit to you for being disciplined?
Well, I'm a creature of habit. I don't do well with unexpected changes in my routine, in my life. When things pop up, I don't do well with those. Um, and I need to learn how to work within those and to not be affected by that, because life will get in the way. It will get in the way, but don't let it get the better of you. And I need to learn how to do that. I need to learn how to be better in
That's
that.
tough.
Yeah, because I'm a creature of habit, because I like structure and routine so much. When there are cancellations or there are things that happen or things are running late and I'm scheduled to be, at a certain place at a certain time, when that doesn't happen, I don't do well with that. So I need to learn how to be okay with changes in that routine, in that schedule,
Right.
in that structure.
Right.
How about yourself? What does that look like for you?
Well, being disciplined in learning.
Mm-hmm.
Learning new things. If I think about this podcast, oh
Mm-hmm.
my gosh, the learning curve
Yeah.
has been steep.
Oh yeah, you're right there.
Just the podcast techie stuff, the recording, the editing, the uploading, the getting the RSS feed and linked to Spotify and Apple Podcasts and Pocket Casts.
Yeah.
All those things. The learning curve was huge. So learning, lifelong learning.
Yeah, I'll agree with you there.
Skills.
Yeah.
But it's also discipline in unlearning information. That I've been social conditioned to believe.
Can you dive a little deeper into unlearning for me?
There's, how do I explain this? I need to challenge stereotypes that I thought were part of my belief system. I need to reevaluate body image standards. I need to redefine what I thought masculinity was. I need to disrupt social norms around like what is success. What is a marriage? What is financial freedom? What defines happiness? All of these things I thought I knew.
Yeah.
But a lot of these meanings have come from traditional thinking of what the church says, what the school says, what the culture says, or who the loudest person in the room, what they say.
Right.
It must be truth.
Yeah.
So I need to unlearn some things. I need to address explicit biases.
Right.
And that could be things to do with racial, gender, age, attractiveness, weight, disability, mental health, social economics, or just understanding that there's I need to come from curiosity and ask myself, why do I believe that? Where did it come from?
Yeah.
What is somebody else's perspective?
Right. Keep asking questions.
And
like you
keep
say.
asking questions. So it's a balance between learning and unlearning.
Yeah.
And unlearning is hard.
Yeah.
When you've got something that you think is absolutely true, well, ask yourself why.
Yeah.
Do you have confirmation bias where you only look for things that prove what you're thinking?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. That's yeah. Absolutely. That's important. Unlearn. Yeah. I never thought of it that way. Yeah. Unlearning.
And discipline is the bridge between goals and accomplishments. So if the only thing that is constant is change, and I know you hate that.
I hate change. I really do hate
Well,
it.
if that's the only thing constant, then the ability to learn is the key to adapting to that change.
Yeah. I mean,
we've got to constantly learn to keep up.
Yeah, I do. And I have to learn how to keep adapting to the point where like packing for camp is done a certain way for me. In a certain order. Things get packed in a certain order. And if I pack out of order, then I leave for camp and I'm like, I forgot this, I forgot that, I forgot. No, it's in there. It's just not in the order I put it in, or it's not in the place that I put it in, because now something is in that way.
Okay, Jay, we got to work on this.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. So unlearning, when you were talking about unlearning, yeah, that's me too. I got to unlearn. I got to be okay with learning how to, and my God, strapping something down. Oh, that's a whole episode in its own. Oh my God. Strapping something down is just, it's one of those things. It's like, if it's not strapped in, like, it's not okay. I'm constantly watching it in the mirror. Like, I got to unlearn those things clearly.
Yeah, you do. And trust it.
Yeah.
And if you've done it,
Absolutely.
go with it.
Yeah.
I think one of the things you need to, we both can do is just set goals.
Yeah.
Set what we want to do. And we
Yeah.
talked about this in one of the other episodes about just making sure the goals are specific and measurable, attainable, realistic, and time bound.
Mm-hmm.
And that's from, Brian Tracy's work in his article.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll put these in the show notes.
Yeah. Okay.
The reference section.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Breaking down large tasks into smaller tasks and making them really manageable, it can really help.
Yeah. Absolutely. One of the books that has actually helped me with some of my stuff, quote unquote stuff.
In quotation marks.
Yeah, is the book called Scattered Minds
Mm-hmm.
by Dr. Gabor Mate. I'm pretty sure I'm saying his name right. Yeah, that's one of the books that has really helped me a lot. Yeah. And just with the chatter, with the thoughts, the ideas of how things need to be done or should be done, or the way I view myself and how I view other people viewing me when I'm scattered, when I can't stay focused, when I'm all over the place. That's one of those books that helps stay focused, that helps you figure out how to stay focused.
Good.
That's really helped me a lot, actually.
Now, I just realized in this episode, we've made a lot of book references. So let's put them all in the show notes.
Okay.
And just the author, the title, so any of the listeners can scroll down to the show notes and find out.
Okay. Sounds good. Yeah.
What about advice for our listeners when it comes to being a lifelong learner in being self-disciplined?
That's a great question. That one catch me off guard. Being disciplined, it goes back to my first one, I guess. Creating habits, creating habits, small habits. If you start with a huge goal, it's so hard to stay disciplined to maintain that or to achieve that goal. Small habits, start small and achievable goal. And it's okay to be a certain type of way, or to do things in a certain type of way. And if that's the case, then learn how to work within those. Make that your superpower. Mm-hmm. If you're the kind of person that's hopping all over the place and you have a hard time staying on task, and you have 10 things going all at once, how do you turn that into a superpower?
Right.
It's not a bad thing.
No.
You're not bad because of it.
Mm-hmm.
How do you turn that into a superpower?
Right.
Yeah, and that's what I'm learning how to do.
One thing that might be helpful, and something that I've tried, is I list all the roles that I have. Mm-hmm. So I'm a dad, I'm a husband, I'm a son, I'm a brother, an uncle, a mentor, a neighbor, a volunteer, a gardener, a traveler. Those are the roles that I play. Mm-hmm. Now, what tasks do I do that I want to do in that role?
Right.
So, I can set it as a dad. These are 3 things I want to accomplish. Mm-hmm. As a spouse, these are the 3 things I want to accomplish. Mm-hmm. As a neighbor, these are the 3 things I want to do. Mm-hmm. As a son, this is what I want to do. And then it's easier to think of goals then if you think about the roles that you play.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's there. Mm-hmm. And I know at the beginning of every year, I set intentions as a lifelong goal, but for that particular year.
Yeah.
So for this year, I have 6 intentions. Mm-hmm. Basically, I want to prioritize self-care. I want to embrace vulnerability. I want to focus on emotional growth. Mm-hmm. I want to strengthen key relationships. I want to honor my own needs. And then I have a personal intention that I've set with my wife that I'm not disclosing publicly in the podcast. Yeah. But it's another intention.
Yeah.
And out of those intentions become actionable actions that are measurable, that I know that if I'm going to be successful or not.
Yeah.
So that's, for me, what I put in place to be a lifelong learner in the area of being disciplined.
And don't stop learning.
No.
Like we've said before, try new things, learn new things. Like this podcast in itself, it speaks volumes for us to learn new things. Step out on a limb. Neither one of us a month ago knew it. No. So, but honestly, I got to give credit where credit's due just for a second here. As far as this podcast goes, this podcast was, helped hugely to get its engines rolling by Christina and Maggie. and
Adam.
Adam, your
Yeah.
friend as well. So because we didn't know, because we were trying something new, we didn't know how to do these things.
No.
So learning and asking a million questions and having these people in our lives that have the patience to answer those questions.
The best experience is somebody else's experience.
100%.
And then learn from that.
Yeah, absolutely. So don't stop learning something new. Try new things and have fun with it.
Absolutely. And that wraps up today's episode of Coffee and Conversations for Men. A big thank you to all our listeners for tuning in. We really appreciate you spending time with us.
Be sure to check out the show's notes for links, resources, and everything we've discussed today. Be on the lookout for new episodes where Jay and Brian continue to share their stories, dive deep into topics that matter most, and keep the conversation going.
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you'll always be first to know when new episodes drop. If you've enjoyed today's conversation, share it with a friend or leave us a review. We'd love to hear from you. Now, if there's a topic you'd like us to explore, reach out and let us know.
This is Jay and Brian reminding you to grab your coffee
or your favorite beverage
and keep the conversation going. Until next time,
stay strong,
stay curious,
and stay connected.